New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Welcome to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Your hosts are two girls who believe that life is awesome, that laughter heals, and that it's possible to find deep spiritual insights in everyday experience.
Here come the girls. It's more than practical. Here come the girls. Way more than merely factual. If you want to know the secrets of a life that's free, listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically.
Hello, welcome to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Oh, I love that song. I have to say it. I just love it. It just changes my mood. Oh my God.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's a mood changer.
Yeah, nobody can tell me we don't have the best song ever.
Ever.
It's so good.
Okay. So, if you want to know who we are, let me tell you. I am Robyn Rice Olmsted.
I'm Dr. Natasha Wilson.
And together we are Girls Behaving Metaphysically.
That's right.
And so, Girls Behaving Metaphysically today is where we're going to explore the spiritual side of self-mastery. We're going to take a moment as we've been exploring the 4 agreements. We are on week 2 of the agreements. Feel free to join us at any point, and you can always catch the back episode as well. But this week we're unpacking the 2nd agreement from Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The 4 Agreements, and it is don't take anything personally. It's my favorite one. So if you've ever felt wounded by someone's words or actions, and then this episode is the one you want to listen to, because we're diving into how detachment isn't cold, it's clarity. And we're going to learn some steps and to how to stop absorbing other people's rejection or projection. Yeah, and reclaim our very own.
That's right. And I have the best James Baldwin quote. Well, it's not even his quote. It's like his spirit enters my body and I just do the full enactment. And I love it because it totally embodies the 2nd agreement. It was an interview he did with CBS. Oh my goodness, it's the best. It's the best.
Well, this is where we keep them in suspense. So you don't want to miss that. We'll be doing that in a little bit later. But right now,
just also name, sis, I got fabulous black girl hair today. I don't even know what I did. Like, it is just the best black girl hair ever, and I am here for it, honey. I am here for this fabulous black girl hair, and I'm taking that personally. Okay,
I understand. Hair is a big deal, trust me. But inquiring minds want to know, is that because your hot gardener comes today?
No, he comes on Wednesday. We pre-recorded last time, and so... Yeah, no, it's not for the hot gardener. Like, he's hot and he's married, but I do like looking at him. But this hair is for me. And you know what? If I ever get another partner in life, they can play with the strands, honey. But I'm single for now, and that's okay.
It is okay. It is okay. You have plenty on your plate, and
I do. I ain't even got time for a man, honey. I ain't got time for a man. I ain't got time for a woman. I got 2 children. I don't think most people don't even want to deal with that. They be like, oh, you so attractive. Tell me more about you. And I'm like, yep, I'm a mom of 2. Both my daughters are on the autism spectrum. They'd be like, I'm out.
Oh, just a little touch of realism there. Oh, all right. So we're gonna. What did you say?
They'd be like, you ain't that cute.
Okay, that's a whole nother episode because we could go so many places with that.
You know, I don't get to see you all week until we do our show. So I just love talking to you. And I can just, yes, sis, let's get it back on track.
You can let your hair down, girl.
It is. And I'm loving it.
All right, we're going to do our card pull of the week. This is our card pull of the week where we see what the universe has to share with us, has to tell us, whether it's future guidance, whether it's exactly what we've been going through. But we just take this moment. I'm shuffling the Soulful Woman card deck because that's what I was feeling. So it must have been about your hair, girl.
Yes. And this shirt my daughter bought me. My daughter bought me this top. She's 10, and my other daughter is going to be 8 on Monday. My daughters are the best human. I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't say that, but to me, they're the best humans on planet Earth.
That's good. We need to know there are good humans out there and moving into the adult realm at a slow pace, of course.
And they got a fashion sense. Look at this
All
shirt.
right, tell me when to stop shuffling.
Okay. Tell me when you start. I was trying to show you the shirt. But
no, it doesn't matter. One fell out on the floor and it jumped out of the deck. So that's it.
That's the one.
Soul's Journey. Soul's Journey.
Okay. It's not in the camera. It's like less than a fourth we can see. No, you need to find where your camera is. There we go. Okay.
Here, wait.
Okay. Beautiful. That's a beautiful image.
I'm on my tablet, and so it's hard to see. I can't see my camera and the screen at the same time. All right. So Soul's Journey. It says, living from soul opens me to the magic that exists when I surrender to divine manifestation on its own terms and timing.
Can you read that one more time?
I can. Living from soul opens me to the magic that exists when I surrender to divine manifestation on its own terms and timing.
I should have written it down.
So, Soul Journey. Well, I will say that last part of that, on its own terms and timing, I'm pretty clear whatever journey my soul is on, I got nothing to do with the terms of it and the timing. Because and I think that's part of the journey this is what it means to me. Part of the journey of letting go, really letting go, like, not being in that place of that's not supposed to be happening now. How can that, but really just recognizing and watching and allowing things to unfold. And that's no joke. It's kind of exhausting and exhilarating all at the same time.
What's exhausting and exhilarating all at the same time?
Allowing things to just be what they are, just happen, and not really get stuck in that trying to make it one way or the other.
Like the sort of overly egoic position. I think, when I think about that, I still am working with situating what co-creation means. So I accept that there's a place for my individuated consciousness and what manifests, and that there is something broader, right? It's like there's a larger, broader organizing force in the universe. And somehow I co-create with it through my individuated consciousness. I don't know how it all works, but I'm here to say that's what I grapple with. Because sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm trying to manifest this thing, like Jason Momoa to show up at my front door, right? But that don't work. Or one of the, like, you know, Haka men from the All Blacks, right? Show up at my door. But there's another force in the universe, and not another force. Yes, another force, but also intimately tied to my own divinity. And humans, we have this amazing thing called free will. We cannot impose it on each other. And yet we are in this deeply co-creative relationship with the divine. I don't have it figured out. I just feel it, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. And I think that's on some way, and some level, that's part of what I was saying, you know, and that's what I mean. Like when I start to grapple with the whys and the hows and the why nots, you know, that's when I'm not doing that, when I'm not allowing that soul journey to just be to just take its course, you know. And I think what you said, that there is another force. I'm not sure that it's another force. I would look at it like there's an aspect of the divine that is sometimes appears to be other. It sometimes confuses me and challenges me in a way that I go, you know, is this really whatever? I don't know. It's an interesting card.
I find, you know, I mean, I'm sitting with what you're saying, sister, and I just have to say, like, I feel like what we do, not just on this show, but in our spiritual lives, just knowing you knowing me, is I feel like we try to feel that interstice, that interspace, that middle path that the Buddha talked about, like where there is our roommate, right? Where there is this relationship that is both with something that appears to be other, but is not other.
Right, exactly.
That we have some influence on in terms of our consciousness, but exist outside of our individuated consciousness. And it always brings me back to the reality that there is no real other. And my soul's journey is, I think, meant to bring me home to that all the time.
Yeah, I think I get that. I resonate with that. I'm going to read a little bit of the card. I haven't read it. I mean, the book. It says, as a soul, I am connected to an abundant and intimate and infinite universe, one that is constantly giving birth to itself. Likewise, my body's cycles are connected to the cycle of the earth, the moon, and the cosmos. It's a perpetual dance of birth, death, and renewal. On my soul's journey, I am drawn to make meaning of my experiences as they unfold. experiences that are joyful as well as those that are more difficult. Call to me, they ask me to become more fully awake, to fulfill my purpose, to live from my essence, from my soul.
Mm.
Living from soul opens me to the magic and abundance of the universe to which I am intimately connected. The
Mm.
depth and luminescence of my soul is tempered by virtues of humility, patience, compassion, and abundance. No,
Mm.
no, and endurance. Sorry,
Oh, endurance.
endurance. That's the truth. But anyway, as I surrender to the divine manifestation on its own terms and timing, I find that even the impossible begins to feel possible.
Mm.
And the affirmation is living from soul opens me to the magic that exists when I surrender to divine manifestation on its own term and timing.
Living from soul opens me to what?
Living from soul opens me to the magic that exists when I surrender to divine manifestation on its own terms and timing.
Mm. Hmm. Hmm.
There you have it.
Mm.
Yeah, I, yeah, yeah. It's interesting. I mean, it makes me think about all the times in life where, and I can't think of one specific one, but the times in life where I found myself saying, "Ah, why couldn't this have happened when? Why didn't this happen?" The things you wish you'd known when you were younger or had happened earlier in your life so that something else wouldn't have happened. And it just makes me think about divine timing, that it's all
Mm.
for a reason and a purpose.
Mm. 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 Yeah, I hear you. I think where many of us sit is acknowledging that in the moment and finding ways to acknowledge it in the moment.
Yeah,
I know for myself, I don't like experiences that feel like the concept or the word no. I don't like it.
right.
Right. When I have experiences that feel like the concept and the word yes, that I feel like I'm like, oh yeah, this is the divine. I'm in alignment with the divine. And yet, if I look over the course of my life, every single place that felt like a no was leading me to something that was absolutely important for my life, for my spiritual evolvement, and for exactly where I am.
Right.
And that's not easy. That's not easy because,
Mhm.
like, I like yes. I like to be told yes when I make a request or I'm trying to make something happen. From the limited ego self, I mean, you know?
I do know. I
Mm.
do know, and I think that we may actually bring that into our conversation in a minute around the second agreement, because
Mm.
I had a lot of stuff come up for me around just that kind of thing, that negative and positive. So
Mm.
I think, but what I take away from this, the nugget I take away, and that I would think that we're to look at, is remembering truly to surrender to that, to divine timing, that, you know, what you want may not be what you need right now.
Yeah.
There may be something else.
Amen. Look, I want a haka man. I want one of the men from the All Blacks who do that, that haka stuff. That's what I want. But it's not the right timing. And how do I know? Because ain't nobody showing up. So I surrender.
All right. Well, I surrender too. And let's all surrender during this commercial break that we're going to take. And we'll come right back here and we'll discuss don't take anything personally.
That's right.
All right. So don't go away. Come right back here to New Thought Media Network.
Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center, Ottawa, Om Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living, Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for being part of the New Thought Media Network. Please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
Welcome to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Your hosts are two girls who believe that life is awesome, that laughter heals, and that it's possible to find deep spiritual insights in everyday experience.
Here come the girls. It's more than practical. Here come the girls. Way more than merely factual. If you want to know the secrets of a life that's free, listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically.
And we're back. Thank you for joining us. We are talking today about the second agreement in the book, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And we are your hosts, Robyn Rice Olmsted and
Dr. Natasha Wilson.
And our producer, Michael Mangus.
I have a gift for you, Natasha.
Oh my God, he's got a man.
I have.
I love gifts, and it ain't gotta be a man, honey. I like gifts, honey. Give me the gift.
Okay, here you go.
And now the All Blacks just waiting for the French to peel off the tracksuits, stand up and receive the challenge of the haka.
Come on, New Zealand All Blacks. Let's do it.
All right.
Wait, where they went? They go. They left.
Yeah, they left. Yeah, because I'm getting signals from our executive producer to take that off.
Okay, sorry. Why? This has
I did that for you, Natasha.
And just remember, you now need to talk to Natasha about negotiating your salary.
Why?
No.
There's no gift for me. What about me?
Can I just
listen?
stay in this moment for just
You know
a
what?
moment?
Okay, sorry. I was taking it personally. Let me.
Don't take it personally. Can I take this very personally? I want to take this very personally.
All right, I'm going to leave unless you go.
You better go because I think you might create some issues.
All right. Okay. And we're back.
That is beautiful. Okay.
All right. So don't take anything personally.
Okay.
So
they said.
This chapter was basically about, nothing others say or do is because of you. It's about them and their beliefs and their wounds and their worldviews. So what do you have to say about that?
I don't know, Robyn, just give me a moment.
Because you're recovering from the men? Okay. All right, you recover from the men. I'll banter in the meantime. So
no. I need to explain.
Really?
I am a woman who, for so many years now, thought that my ability to hold physical attraction was gone. Okay? So that means a lot to me, to be able to have this ability to feel desire. Like, it is real, and I know it's not unique to me. I think perhaps many women, as we reach 50 or whatever, like, sometimes it feels like that part of our life is dead, especially if our lives is filled with running businesses, raising children with high needs. It can feel like that part of us is not alive. And I think that physical desire that I can find that rises up in me, it is so deeply spiritual. And I'm so grateful to know that it still lives in me, even if the timing means, like, right now, your time is about your kids and your time is about your dog, and maybe you can get a cat. But eventually, the fact that it still lives in me, I feel so grateful. Thank you, universe. Thank you, the divine. Thank you. Because it is all holy, and desire is holy. Thank you. Moving on now. I'm ready.
Amen. I get it. I totally get it. So going back to the second principle, which is don't take anything personally.
Yes.
Yeah, and that everything is a reflection of people's, outside thoughts and wounds and all of that. Yeah. Don Miguel Ruiz also says that, like, that this is our root of suffering. And that when we believe everything that everything is about us, then we become vulnerable to, guilt and shame. And
yes, I actually have a section from the book very small section that I actually want to read because I feel like it. So, I still pay attention to U.S. news because besides my daughters, everyone I love is in the United States. And I was watching a news segment where the person who is the legal president of the United States called a reporter piggy for asking a legitimate question. Yeah.
Right.
And anyways, this is when I read this is what I'm getting ready to read. To me, it was so appropriate for this moment. Like, what he said was not about that journalist who happens to be a woman, like, at all, right? So from the book, I'm on page 49. He writes, if someone gives you an opinion and says, quote, hey, you look so fat, end quote, don't take it personally, because the truth is that this person is dealing with his or her own feelings, beliefs, and opinions. That person tried to send poison to you. And if you take it personally, then you take that poison and it becomes yours. Taking things personally makes you easy prey for the predators, the black magicians, or those who use their magic in unwise ways. They can hook you easily with one little opinion and feed you whatever poison they want. And because you take it personally, you eat it up. You eat all their emotional garbage, and now it becomes your garbage. But if you don't take it personally, you are immune in the middle of what the Aztecs considered hell.
Yes. Yeah. And how do we do that?
What do you mean?
I mean, there are times where, you're caught in the moment, and, if your partner, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your BFF, your significant other, your teacher, whatever, says something to you that is, you personalize it. We personalize it. So how do we, how do we really build up that wall of, of knowing, of being able to really let it roll off our backs?
Honestly, Robyn, I don't think it's about building a wall. This is where I was talking earlier about James Baldwin. There is this beautiful interview he did with CBS, like sometime in the late 60s. And he said, the interviewer asked him, how does he feel about being called the N-word? And I love it. Okay, I'm about to embody James Baldwin. He's like one of my spiritual avatars, but he had a cigarette in his hand and he was puffing his cigarette. And he said, the N-word is not about me. The N-word is about who created him. I'm not the N-word. The N-word is who created him. To me, that is the ultimate of not taking things personally. In the middle of, or in the midst of, a society that has bought into what the Toltecs called the dream, the domestication, or really what that actually means is how we've been socialized as human beings. And it is a practice. It's not an easy practice. I feel like, I think about for those of us who have been raised and socialized as females and girls, it's almost like comments about our body is like allowed and accepted and even expected in the dream of domestication, going back to the language they use here, which is another way of saying socialization. Like, we've accepted that comments about our bodies are natural, are normal. They're not. They're weird. And so to the degree that when we're practicing these agreements, and I just go back to that journalist being called piggy, and not just being called, shut up, piggy. If in that moment that journalist could not take the energy of that humiliation on, because that is clearly humiliation that man has been subjected to in his life, the man who called her that. Is it hard? Yes, because we're social creatures. And when these sorts of abusive behaviors are humiliation, are aimed at us, it can be hard to remember it is not about us. And we can develop a spiritual practice, thinking back to James Baldwin, where we literally are like, that's about you. That's about you.
Yes, we can. And I think, but there's a step before that. I mean, I hear you and I agree with you. And I think back to different times when, you know, I've heard different situations like the James Baldwin situation. And when I myself have been in those situations where other people have not understood my, I don't know, probably, I can't think of the right word for it. I want to say what may have appeared resigned or uncombative or not standing up for myself way of sounding, because what was being said wasn't my truth. And I get that. However, I think that there's still a place where we have to get to the place of knowing our own worth in order to be able to shut that down and to shut that out. You know, I'm going to guess that at some point in his life, and I could be wrong, but maybe something happened where he was triggered by the N-word or shared the N-word with his mama or something. And she said, you are not that. You are, you know, whatever. There was a moment where that word held power. And, you know, it's in the moment where we let words hold power for us. And to be able to discern or to differentiate or to let go of whatever story we have or what we've made up or whatever, however you want to look at it, and come back to that place of knowing I am more than this. And that's really the essence of it all, is to know, no matter what's being said, that I am more than this.
Yes. And knowing comes from a practice. I don't just get a concept and then I somehow feel it in my bones. It is because I am practicing the truth of who I am. That's and to me, I think this brings us back to New Thought. Well, this is why it's New Thought, Ancient Wisdom. This is the ancient wisdom, and we're speaking about it in New Thought terms. There is this place where, yeah, because we've been domesticated using this language, i.e. socialized by the world to care about what other people think. Which is interesting because I read a study not too long ago, and it was looking at, the study was about women who were close to dying and what they wished they knew while on their deathbed. And the one thing that was true across all of the women that were interviewed is that they wished they had not basically taken other people's perspectives personally. The way they said it was, they wished they didn't care so much about what other people thought.
Right.
And so here's the reality. We're social beings. So of course, there probably was a moment in which he took that on and he believed it. I know when I was a child, I took on a lot of stuff that I later learned was a lie. And it's meant that I have had to do a lot of work. Like there was a time in my life where, yeah, I was told this very skin of mine was ugly. I was told that this hair, this untamable hair was bad hair. So many things.
I know.
My spiritual work, I have had to sit with that. I've had to be with it and feel the pain of the little girl that once believed it. And a part of the healing is handing that shit back. It didn't belong to me. It's not true. And I think our work as ministers, as practitioners, as therapists, is to help people come home to a deeper truth so that when we talk about this second agreement, not taking things personally, it has a deeper spiritual meaning. We don't just get there. It's work to get there. And I think that's what you're pointing to. We don't just arrive to this as like, oh, don't take things personally. Okay, now I don't take things personally. There is a whole process, a healing process involved in that.
Yeah, and I think we've all gone through our own journey of the things that we were told and that were painful, and that we
learn is a lie.
That we learn is a lie, and that we learn. Well, I'm not even going to say that it's a lie. That we learn, for me, that I learn is not my truth. It's not my truth. It's not the truth of who I am. And it's somebody else's perception. I mean, because. That again, here, this is a whole different episode we could do about, I was told I'm not black enough. My hair's too good. You got good hair. Your eyes are blue. And so I was like, but I'm African American. And it was like, but no, sorry, you don't fit in, sister, So, I too, and many things. We could go, forget color. We could go, all of us that were told we weren't good artists, we weren't good writers, we weren't good athletes, we didn't run as fast as so and so on the track meet, we blah blah blah. It's infinite, the possibilities of things that aren't true. And I think part of that is, yeah, when because it doesn't matter, it hurts just the same in that moment. And so really coming into the place of being able to go, this is not the truth of me. This is not who I am. Nobody can define who I am or what race I am or how I do anything other than me.
I think the other thing is, so this is what we're speaking about, is something in the literature that is called projective objectification. So it is a projection that is objectified, and it is placed on either a person or an entire community. Here is where I hold hope, right? I have daughters who are teaching me so much. And I think I told you the story of my daughter, who is now 10, but maybe when she was about 7, I was picking her up from school. And as I was on my way to collect her from school, they call it collecting. Oh, such an Australian thing. Picking my daughter up from school. I could hear my daughter because she's loud. My daughters are loud. Like, they speak loud. They're just loud. And she was in this back and forth. I could hear it. And I remember starting to walk super fast. And I heard her friend say, "Why is your mom brown?" Do you remember this story? Mm-hmm. And my daughter, who is so gorgeous in her own way, her blonde hair, blue eyes, she is gorgeous, right? She is gorgeous. And just like her mom is, I have now come to know myself as gorgeous in my own way. But to hear my child say, "My mom is brown because she's fabulous." And then to hear the other child say back to my daughter, well, my mom is fabulous too. And then here comes my daughter. Well, my mom has a million dresses and they're scattered all over the house, right? So here is this moment of transmutation, of racism, of what is defined as beautiful or different. And it is in these children we're raising, I believe, that we are starting to move through this collectively. The lie that you and I grew up with, you're not Black enough, I'm too Black, your hair is too good, my hair is bad. All of that comes out of projective objectification that was born of white supremacy, born of patriarchy, and also born of capitalism. Because at the end of the day, we have to remember capitalism wants us to never feel good enough. Because if we feel good enough, we stop buying all the shit at the end of the day.
Right.
So like these children, my children who are like, my mom's brown because she's fabulous. And yeah, and my mom has dresses all over the house, which lets people know I'm a bit messy, whatever, but I clean up. But I'm saying like, it is this, I feel like this deeply spiritual yet lighthearted way of moving through not taking things personally. My daughter didn't take it personally. My daughter was like, yo, yeah, my mom's brown.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And I think kids can be better at that. They can also be meaner, but they can be better at that because
and they are changing. And I don't know if it's, but I'm just saying. Go ahead.
I think that there's a point too, and whether you're a kid or a teenager, I know I've talked about this before on the show too, where part of it can be a point of inquiry. You know, why is your mom brown? It's an innocent question in some ways. I mean, it's just a question because you're not brown. Why is your mom brown? Mm-hmm. You know, and you know, sometimes I think, you know, our job is to educate as opposed to going on the defensive. You know what I mean?
Of course. And what I love is that my daughter didn't go on the defensive. She gave an explanation that made sense to her. Right? She didn't want to.
I mean, it was an innocent transaction.
Yeah. And so if there is a deeper or more sustained place to talk about why some people have brown skin, but their children might not, we might have a deeper conversation about things like adoption. We might have a deeper conversation about things like culture or geography or whatever. But in that moment, that child, I heard that child's tone. She was trying to make it a problem that my daughter's mom was brown, and my daughter was not taking it personally. She was not having it.
So I think the bottom line to that is that's a place where self-worth really plays into not taking it personally.
Absolutely.
Knowing your self-worth. I want to just get to this one thing before we go, because the other part of this agreement that was interesting for me was when he talked about even when it's good, it's not about you. I was like,
that's
what?
Right.
I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why not? you know, and really having that, you know, so it's a totally really detachment, because we want to believe, oh, I look fabulous. Oh, thank you so much. You know, that somebody else is seeing it, even though, yes, it may be about us as well. But sometimes it's not. I mean, it is, but it's not in that, like, we're looking for, we don't know, like, am I wearing the right thing? Do I look the right way? And somebody goes, God, you look great. And you're like, thank goodness. You know what I mean? So I think it's interesting to, like, really not take the good stuff personal either.
Well, if we think about it, it all goes back to the first agreement. Like, honestly, and that's what he says throughout the book. And that is what the Toltec wisdom constantly comes back to. even the second, third, and fourth agreement, if we are practicing them, it all brings us back to the first agreement. So if I hold for myself that I am, and for now, I'm going to say this. I remember one time when Reverend Beckwith was talking about his beginning understanding about God, and he called God love, beauty, right? So like, if I experience myself as love, beauty, that's me using the word that's me being impeccable with my word. That is me knowing that beauty that I might look in the mirror and see and enjoy it physically is beyond that. It is the divine getting to know it. The divine created this thing. And of course it's love, beauty. Of course it's love, beauty. So if other people are like, oh, you're beautiful. That's not about me. That's about their projection onto me. If they look at me and say, yo, you're ugly, that's also not about me. My job is to go back to the first agreement, which is to be impeccable with my word. And what does it mean to be impeccable with my word? To use the word in the service of my own self.
Yeah. Yep.
So it all goes back to the first agreement all the time.
It does. And you will learn that more as we delve into week 3 and week 4 of the agreements. If you haven't been here for the first week, please join us for the next couple of weeks. Pull out your 4 agreements and watch our last show, and just take this deep dive into this inquiry. You want to say any closing words?
Yeah, look, when I work with the 4 agreements with clients, often we spend way more than a week on the first agreement. Sometimes we will spend months on the first agreement, because everything that comes after, and based on what the Toltec said, is if you master the first agreement, you got the rest, right? So the first agreement is be impeccable with your word. And what does that mean? That means use the power of the word, not just the spoken word, but the word as thought for yourself. Use the power of the word as magic. In the beginning was the word, and the word was God. So thought, speech, those are both forms of the word. So if we can be impeccable, meaning we can remember the truth of who we are through our thought and speech, which is another way of saying be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself. Remember that you are created from the divine, then you're impeccable with your word.
Well, exactly. And it's exactly, science of mind or new thought. It's the first principle that God is all there is.
That's right.
And if God is all there is, if God is beauty, if God is grace, if God is goodness and all the good qualities, and you are one with that, that's being impeccable. I mean, that's the impeccableness.
That's why what we practice, even though it's called new thought, it's ancient wisdom.
Yep.
And from that place, I'm going to dream of my Haka man.
All right. You take that into your dreams, and we'll just close by saying, we know that when we stop taking things personally, we stop giving away our power, and we become the authors of our own emotional experience. Yeah. So next time someone throws shade, you just remember it is not your storm.
It is not about you.
Stay grounded, stay glowing, and keep behaving metaphysically.
Let me tell you this. Hang on, Robyn. Wait. Give me a second. If somebody throws you shade and you don't take it personally because you know it's not about you, it even gives you an opportunity to drop into a deeper place of prayer for them, because they're showing you something about their self-belief. And I think our jobs as metaphysicians is to find places to pray into possibility.
Oh, sister girl, find places. We don't have to look really hard.
We don't have to look very far.
They are everywhere, and they are in everyone, including the clerk that doesn't smile at you at the grocery store, or, you know, someone that spanks their dog. Whatever it is,
don't spank your dog.
Whatever. Shut up. You go dream of your Hawkman. Leave me alone.
Okay.
You're going down a slippery slope. So anyway, the point is, be empowered. Trust love. Trust yourself. Know the truth of who you are. And next week, we'll be talking about the next agreement. So join us.
Doggies. Hug your doggies and your kitties.
Good Lord.
And the Hawkman. Bye.
Oh, okay. You can do that or do whatever is good for you. All right. We love you, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, Michael Mangus, our fabulous producer. And you can see him on tomorrow night, actually, or morning, wherever you are, on New Thought Media Network. Okay. See you soon.